I was about to open this video up by saying that this is a conversation that doesn't really need to be happening, but for some reason it is. This is because today's topic is one that I didn't really think we'd be making a video about until I saw just the ever-raging debate on social media between Habs fans and pretty much just Habs fans. Like, we know there are a lot of Habs fans, so when it comes to the opinions and what everybody is saying about this, it's a lot. But when it comes to this, it's kind of crazy seeing the diversity of opinions. Okay, maybe there's only really two opinions here, but just the amount of people that are disagreeing with this, it's kind of wild. So today, we are talking about the Florida Panthers and the Toronto Maple Leafs second round series in the 2023 Stanley Cup playoffs. And right now, the Florida Panthers are up 2-0, and it's kind of funny because a lot of people are sort of saying that the Panthers run kind of reminds them of the Canadiens run from 2021, which is cool. Definitely interesting to see the parallels of the underdog team coming out to play and doing their thing and winning these games, and now they're up 2-0, but at the same time, the reason this is polarizing for Montreal fans is because the Habs have that first-round pick belonging to the Florida Panthers in this year's draft. And with the Panthers doing as well as they have been, it's starting to really make that draft pick seem a lot less valuable than we initially thought. If you go over to Tankathon, you could see that for the Florida Panthers, this draft pick is actually the best draft pick belonging to any of the teams that made the playoffs because the Panthers had the worst record. They had 92 points, every other team had more, so Florida, 17th overall. That's where the Montreal Canadiens stood, and a lot of Canadiens fans said, hey, the Panthers are probably going to get bounced in the first round, they're probably going to lose to the Bruins, so we could just guarantee 17th overall, right? But they won. And now, they need to win 2 out of the remaining 5 games with the Toronto Maple Leafs to make it to the third round. And y'all know what happens if a team makes it to the third round. If you are part of your Eastern Conference Finals, your pick gets moved all the way to 29th and beyond. The Florida Panthers have the opportunity to draft in 4 spots in this year's draft, and by proxy, Montreal would get this opportunity. Either 17th overall if they lose to the Maple Leafs in the second round, 29th overall if they win against Toronto and make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, 31st if they make it to the finals and lose, or 32nd if they win the Cup. And this is where the dilemma comes in. The Florida Panthers, being as good as they have been, have put a lot of Canadiens fans at a crossroads. Hey, do we cheer for the Panthers to win so that the Maple Leafs lose and that's funny? Or do we cheer for the Leafs to win and have the Florida Panthers lose, therefore our draft pick is better? We have ourselves so much conversation going on about this topic on Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, that you even saw this Arpon Basu Twitter thread from yesterday, and the results are absolutely mind-boggling. Canadiens fans, this was from yesterday at 10:51 a.m., I'm wondering what you would rather see happen. Montreal picks 17th, Toronto wins, or Montreal picks 29th to 32nd, and Toronto is out. We had talked about all the options here, but I want you to tell me in the comments first, before I reveal the results of this poll, what do you want more? Pause the video right now, go in the comments, and let me know you would rather have the Canadiens pick 17th and have the Leafs move on, or have the Habs drop down to 29th, 31st, or 32nd, and have the Maple Leafs lose in round 2. Well, there were 11,102 votes on this poll by Basu, and the results are 50-50. Holy crap. Montreal Canadiens fans are divided right down the dotted line on this topic, and I was so shocked just to see how much that was the case. Like, obviously I get there's some Canadiens fans that don't like the Leafs. Hey, you don't like Toronto? We don't want to cheer for these guys to win. What are you, nuts? Like, sure, give them their first round glory and then have them get destroyed in the second round because the Maple Leafs fan base deserves no fun. I'm seeing a lot of people saying that. Yeah, okay, great. Montreal, Habs, Leafs rivalry, I get it. But, there's so many other Habs fans that are like, okay, but I care more about the Habs. Like, I don't care what happens with Toronto. Sure, they could win. They could win the Cup. Who cares? Give us the best chance at getting a good player for my team. And you can see Basu in the replies. This is fascinating. Here's the summary. You've got a screenshot posted by Basu here of two Habs fans dueling it out. Habs fans voting for the better pick need a reality check. And then a reply says, Habs fans not voting for the better pick need a reality check. 11,000 votes, dude, and it's right down the middle. And in the conversations below, you can see Basu talking about the differences between picks and players at 17th overall versus 29th to 30th overall, and long story short, the magnitude of difference between a player drafted at 17 versus a player drafted at 29 or 30, like, it's pretty big. Even last year, I know last year, this year, whatever, it's different, but like, last year, the Canadiens got a guy in Philip Meshar at the end of the first round. Pretty good pick, like, realistically, a guy that's a good prospect, and somebody that could make a Canadiens impact sometime down the line, but around the 15th overall, 16th, 17th overall spot, you got guys like Lekaramaki going, you got Joakim Kemmel. These guys could be top-of-the-line players if everything goes right with their development. Heck, 17th overall, 2019. Guess who went there? Krebs, Newhook, Caulfield, that was that area of the draft. So, 17th overall is a legitimately good spot. If you really just wait it out, you see what the draft board holds, and you see who slips down the cracks. So for the Habs, 17th overall would be so much more beneficial to their prospect pool and their development long-term than the 29th overall pick. But do you want to see the Maple Leafs lose instead? And this is sort of the thing, the dilemma as well. Hey, the Canadiens have too many good prospects. They have so many guys that are already worth investing development and emotion into, because in 3-4 years when all these guys are on the team, you're going to have a stacked Habs team. So why not lose out on the chance to get another prospect and just watch the Leafs burn to the ground, baby? I can see both sides. But again, the comment section is your floor. What are your opinions on the Canadiens draft pick belonging to, okay, no, but not belonging to, that came from the Florida Panthers in that Ben Sherratt trade? What are your opinions on where it should be? Would you rather have the Canadiens get that 17th overall pick, or would you rather see Toronto lose? Thoughts in the comment section down below. And hey, you know what else we could do? We could do this interesting thought experiment as well. If the Canadiens get 17th overall, who would you like to see them draft? Name a few names. We've been doing Why I Want this entire time, so we've got a lot of names that you could realistically throw out there. Also, if the Canadiens drop down to 29th or 31st or 32nd, who do you think they should take instead? Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.